Forget the limitations of traditional gardening. Today we're diving deep into the secrets of creating a thriving, self-sufficient food system in your backyard, transforming your space into a year-round source of fresh, nutritious produce that can dramatically reduce your grocery bills while providing your family with the healthiest food possible. The landscape of food production has shifted dramatically in recent years, making self-sufficiency not just a hobby but a necessity for many families. Food prices continue to climb at an alarming rate, with fresh produce often becoming a luxury item rather than a staple. Beyond economics, the quality of commercially grown produce has declined as industrial farming prioritizes shelf life over nutrition and flavor. When you grow your own food, you control every aspect of production. You eliminate harmful pesticides, reduce your carbon footprint by eliminating transportation, and harvest at peak ripeness when nutritional content is highest. The psychological benefits are equally compelling. There's profound satisfaction in nurturing plants from seed to harvest, and studies consistently show that gardening reduces stress while providing moderate physical exercise. Food security is another compelling reason to develop your own system. Supply chain disruptions have become increasingly common, and having a reliable source of fresh produce in your backyard provides peace of mind that extends far beyond simple cost savings. You're not just growing food, you're building resilience against uncertainty. Creating a self-sufficient food system begins with thoughtful assessment of your available space and resources. Start by conducting a thorough site analysis, observing sunlight patterns throughout an entire day across different seasons. Most vegetables require 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight, but you can work with partial shade by focusing on leafy greens, herbs, and certain root vegetables that tolerate lower light conditions. Soil assessment is equally crucial and often overlooked by eager beginners. Conduct a simple pH test using an inexpensive kit from your local garden center, as most vegetables prefer slightly acidic to neutral soil between 6.0 and 7.0 pH. Poor drainage kills more plants than drought, so observe how water moves across your landscape during heavy rain. If water pools or drains slowly, consider raised beds or terracing to improve drainage while adding valuable organic matter. Design your layout with efficiency and expansion in mind. Start with high-value crops that provide maximum nutrition per square foot. Leafy greens, herbs, tomatoes, and peppers offer excellent returns on investment. Create defined pathways that remain accessible even when plants are fully mature, and consider the mature size of perennial plants like fruit trees or berry bushes when planning spacing. Water access cannot be an afterthought in sustainable food production. Position your most water-intensive crops closest to your water source, and consider installing drip irrigation or soaker hoses to maximize efficiency while minimizing labor. Rainwater collection systems, even simple barrel setups, can provide substantial irrigation during dry spells while reducing your environmental impact. Successful self-sufficiency requires strategic plant selection that balances nutrition, storage potential, and growing seasons. Focus on crops that provide maximum caloric and nutritional density per square foot. Potatoes, sweet potatoes, and winter squash offer excellent calorie production and store well for months without processing. Beans and peas fix nitrogen in your soil while providing protein, making them doubly valuable in your system. Consider succession planting to extend harvests throughout the growing season. Plant lettuce, radishes, and spinach every 2 weeks for continuous harvests, rather than one large harvest that overwhelms your consumption capacity. This approach maximizes fresh food availability while minimizing waste. Perennial crops form the backbone of truly sustainable food systems. Fruit trees, berry bushes, asparagus, and perennial herbs require initial investment and patience but produce for decades with minimal annual input. Choose varieties adapted to your specific climate zone, and don't overlook lesser-known perennials like Jerusalem artichokes or perennial onions that provide food with minimal maintenance. Heirloom varieties deserve special consideration in self-sufficient systems because you can save seeds for future plantings, reducing external inputs while preserving genetic diversity. Many heirloom varieties also offer superior flavor and nutrition compared to commercial hybrids, though they may require more attention to pest and disease management. Soil health forms the foundation of any productive food system, yet many gardeners focus on plants while neglecting the soil that feeds them. Think of soil as a living ecosystem that requires feeding and care rather than simply a growing medium. Incorporate organic matter regularly through compost, aged manure, or leaf mold to improve soil structure, water retention, and nutrient availability. Understanding your soil type helps optimize your growing techniques. Clay soils retain nutrients well, but may require amendments to improve drainage and workability. Sandy soils drain quickly but need frequent feeding and watering. Most gardeners benefit from adding organic matter regardless of soil type, as it improves both drainage in heavy soils and water retention in light soils. Seed starting extends your growing season and reduces costs significantly compared to purchasing transplants. Start warm season crops like tomatoes, peppers, and eggplants indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. Cool season crops like broccoli, cabbage, and lettuce can be started indoors and transplanted for both spring and fall harvest, effectively doubling your production window. Proper transplanting technique prevents shock and ensures strong establishment. Harden off seedlings gradually by exposing them to outdoor conditions for increasing periods over a week. Transplant on cloudy days or in the evening to reduce stress, and water thoroughly immediately after transplanting. Protect newly transplanted seedlings from wind and intense sun for the first few days. Water management requires more finesse than simply ensuring plants don't wilt. Deep, infrequent watering encourages deep root development and drought tolerance, while frequent shallow watering creates weak, surface-rooted plants. Mulching around plants conserves moisture, suppresses weeds, and moderates soil temperature while gradually decomposing to feed soil organisms. Timing your harvest correctly maximizes both flavor and nutritional content while encouraging continued production in many crops. Harvest leafy greens in the cool morning hours when plants are fully hydrated, and pick fruiting crops like tomatoes and peppers regularly to encourage continued flowering and fruit set. Preservation transforms seasonal abundance into year-round food security. Freezing works well for most vegetables after brief blanching to preserve color, texture, and nutrients. Dehydration concentrates flavors while creating shelf-stable foods that require no energy for storage. Fermentation not only preserves food, but actually increases nutritional value while supporting digestive health. Canning provides long-term storage for many garden crops, but it requires attention to safety procedures to prevent foodborne illness. Water bath canning works for high-acid foods like tomatoes and pickles, while low-acid vegetables require pressure canning to reach temperatures that eliminate dangerous bacteria. True self-sufficiency extends beyond vegetables to include protein sources and soil amendments. Chickens integrate beautifully into garden systems, providing eggs, meat, and high-quality fertilizer while controlling insect pests. Even small urban lots can accommodate a few hens in well-designed coops that complement garden aesthetics. Composting transforms kitchen scraps and garden waste into valuable soil amendments while reducing household waste. Hot composting methods produce finished compost in months, while cold composting requires less management but takes longer. Vermicomposting using worms works well for apartment dwellers or those with limited outdoor space. Alright, so rainwater harvesting, it's a fantastic way to reduce our dependence on municipal water supplies while providing chemical-free irrigation for our gardens. You see, simple barrel systems can collect water from roof gutters, making it pretty straightforward. But if you're looking for something a bit more advanced, there are systems that include filtration and pumping to ensure consistent water pressure. It's all about finding what works best for your setup. Now, let's talk about companion planting. It's a clever method to maximize space utilization while also providing natural pest control and improved plant health. For instance, planting basil near tomatoes not only enhances their flavor, but also helps to repel pests. And then there's the traditional Three Sisters planting, where you grow beans near corn and squash. Plus, don't forget to use marigolds throughout your garden to deter harmful insects. It's like building a little ecosystem right in your backyard. Moving on, self-sufficiency doesn't mean you have to go it alone. It's important to connect with local gardening groups, seed swaps, and community gardens. These connections allow you to share knowledge, resources, and even surplus produce. Many experienced gardeners are more than happy to share their expertise with beginners. And, these community connections often lead to opportunities to acquire unusual varieties or specialized equipment. It's all about building a supportive network. Seasonal abundance often exceeds family consumption capacity, creating opportunities to share with neighbors, donate to food banks, or even generate income through farmers markets or community-supported agriculture programs. These connections strengthen food security for entire communities while building relationships that extend far beyond gardening. Your journey toward food self-sufficiency starts with a single seed and grows into a lifetime of learning, abundance, and connection to the natural world. Every step you take reduces dependence on industrial food systems while increasing your family's health, food security, and environmental stewardship. If this guide has inspired you to start or expand your own food production system, make sure to subscribe to Smart Garden for more in-depth tutorials, seasonal growing guides, and advanced techniques that will help you achieve true food independence. Share this video with friends and family who could benefit from growing their own food. Together, we can build more resilient, sustainable communities one garden at a time.